Hello, Dangerlings. It's the Dungeon Master checking in with a few of the fun things that are happening on the network at the moment. We've just had some really, really good artwork coming in. Robin Guyver did us this amazing Where's Wally or Where's Waldo, depending on your geographic location, kind of picture of the Winding Market from season 1 and possibly from this season of the Danger Club. Some of our original characters, and you can try and spot them. It's so good. Go to our Instagram. You can see that. And also, we got some great work from Simon Brumat. He's always doing this really good artwork, and there's a load more of that on there as well. Danger Club Podcast on Instagram. You can see it all up there, and please do, because it's so good, and we're really, really happy. Thank you to both of you for all of that. If you want to do us fan art, please do send it over, because we will shout it out. We will put it all up there, and we will be so grateful for you, because we really, really love that. The other thing is, come over to our Discord, have a chat on our Discord. It's quite fun at the moment. You might have noticed that this is the sort of seat of the pants era of the Danger Club. A lot of things have changed in terms of our recording plans, and so I've had to rewrite everything really, really quickly, sometimes on the bus, on the way to the record, and sometimes the night before, and things like that. And sometimes in the room as we're doing it, as you might have guessed from some of the episodes that have just gone out. And it's really fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's very creative, but because we don't really have a thing like DMQs anymore where you can send in questions, but what we do have is the Discord, and I'm always on there. So if you want to ask anything about the production of the show, if you want to ask about like what different things mean, or just correct me on rules because I get stuff wrong all the time. If you want to come and have a chat, jump on the Discord. There is a link in the show notes, or it's at dangerclubpodcast.com. Please come and talk to me. I absolutely love that. And the others are on there as well. Right, that's it. Enjoy the episode. This one is very, very fun. I'm quite proud of it. Have fun.
Previously on the Danger Club podcast.
What do you use if it's not an ass towel?
Just water and just stuff. You have looked after me for many, many, many years, and now I can see that you need to be looked after.
Philippe raises the metal hand up to you, focuses for a moment, and then flips you off.
This dwarf needs hosing with, bleach or acid if you've got it.
There has been an attack on the Matanji compound.
How many survived?
There are no survivors. I'm sorry.
The adventure continues now.
We are rolling.
Oh, in a world of uncertainty and plunging values of currency, the one thing that stays stable is that every week, somehow, you get the Danger Club podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danger Club podcast.
Hey! We're here. Did you hear that? Did you hear that 50 Cent wanted us to change his name to £1?
Yeah, I saw that.
You heard that, right?
Yeah, delightful.
Did he really?
Oh. One of the better tweets. One of the better tweets about the economy right now.
It is like an economy at the moment, isn't it?
It is
comedy.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of the world's doing better than we are, because things are bad.
It would be.
I was annoyed.
Sorry, Ross.
I was annoyed. Sorry, I was just going to say I was annoyed because I'm going to America probably about 3 weeks ago, I guess. Now, whenever this came out, I don't know, but I was like, I'll save getting the dollars until a day before. That was.
Oh no! Yeah.
As soon as Trust did that old cutting of the old income tax, the pound and dollar exchange rate fell to pretty much exactly the same.
Wow. It's almost 1 for 1 now, isn't it? Not quite, but almost.
Literally. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
No money for that now.
I actually went down to the bank. I went down to the bank because I had a bunch of dollars. Because I'm doing a lot of walking tours in the city right now, people pay me in dollars and they pay me in euros quite a lot. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't mind. I'll just change it. I don't mind. So I had a whole bunch of dollars, and I went down to the bank in Chinatown to change them up, because that's where I changed them up. And the queue was huge. There was so many people that day. They figured they must just change in all their dollars and euros and get loads of money for it. So I just walked off. I just thought, I can't wait in the queue to hear about it.
I mean, you know what's really scary is that we're recording this this episode about 4 weeks before it goes out. So goodness knows what the actual situation is by the time.
It's going to be so bad.
Like, do you reckon it'll be like, what was it Germany during the war, or I don't know, somewhere during the war where people are just taking like carts worth of money, like
they're like
money.
wheelbarrows, didn't they? There's pictures of wheelbarrows.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a strong memory of like kids making kites out of cash because it's fucking worthless.
Yeah,
like, oh my god, I forget that bad.
Yeah. That's happened quite a few times as well. I bought a Zimbabwe $5 billion note. So I have that framed.
Really?
Yep. So it's just ridiculous. It's just like, wow. Meaningless. Absolutely meaningless. Yeah.
It's the two times that you can make paper planes out of money, really, isn't it? It's if things are going really, really badly or really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We might as well just sit like billionaires, right? And just like sit there smoking and like lighting it with, I don't know, £50 notes or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got we got a new we had a new patron come in the other day. Hello, Astrid.
Astrid,
thank you very much for subscribing. But it was at the point where I was like, it came through, and I was like, oh, they're in America. That means we get paid in dollars. About that?
Yeah.
We are loving you very much at the moment, American Dangerlings. Yes, things are terrible, but things are always terrible, and somehow we're still here. So we're going to keep on having an adventure, and it's going to be quite the exciting adventure because we took quite a turn last time. But I've got a little something to help you out with that. Ooh. Because there was a bit of a cliffhanger at the end of the last adventure. You're going to be going up against some pretty nasty odds. So I thought, what better way to help out than if you're all level 8?
Hey! Bum, bum, bum.
What?
I think you deserve it. You solved a massive slime plague that was destroying a town and rescued everybody. So I think you deserve a bit of XP. Plus, Karagor's not here now, so all that XP got divided a bit better. So,
sweet. So he's still level 7.
Lost a level. He's level 6 now.
Wow.
It's strange how that works.
Damn.
He deserves it.
Jam got one of his levels.
He deserves it. Do you know what I mean?
So what I thought, why don't we talk about a little bit about what some of you have got in your level ups, where you've kind of gained some new stuff. We went through. I've had a little look through Shania's sheet with Drummond, where we went through where Shania was at, and we found out that due to not unticking the free archetype box on Path Builder, Shania for the last few games has had 5 character classes. Through archetypes.
Wow.
Nice.
I had the free archetype thing on, so every time I leveled up there was a free archetype. I was like, oh nice, oh wicked, oh great. I mean, it hasn't depowered too much because I think I hadn't really understood what they were doing, so I hadn't really stacked them up properly, but anyway, that was I got pretty pishy when I realised.
You did. I was very afraid. You'd never remote. I was afraid. You'd only taken it shouldn't let you take the dedication a bunch of times because you're supposed to only be able to take the idea is it's a multi-class. You take sort of one. Like Karagor has got a dedication in Rogue, I think, so he's a Ranger / Rogue. But yes, and I was a Druid, Medic, Magic Warrior, Beast Speaker, Slime Hat Machine.
Slime. There was a lot. There was a lot going on. You're absolutely right.
So there's always a lot going on with Shania. But has Shania got any new interesting things now that we've fixed her up? I
haven't got any sort of more interesting spells really. I've got an extra spell slot, but that's about it. What I did take, which is kind of interesting, is I took. Let me just check what it's called, just in case I don't want to get this wrong. I took. Oh no, that's not it. There, that's it. Medical researcher, which means I will be able to make elixirs of life during our downtime, which means we don't have to buy very expensive healing potions anymore. I'll fucking make them!
Ooh.
And instead of, like Scott did, make you pay for them, I will give them to you, because I am a giving healer, not a healer that wants money. I'm like the NHS instead of whatever they've got in places where you pay for.
Well, you never know. In 4 weeks when this goes out, Drum, we might not have that anymore. So
yeah.
Elixirs
of life will be worth real world money in about 4 weeks.
Drum, you will be a healer in real life.
Yeah, a genuine healer. The other thing I was took was soaring shape because I thought that I had it already. As we found out when I turned into a bird, which I couldn't do originally. I think we realised that, and I haven't turned into a bird since. But now I can turn into a bird officially. So fuck all y'all motherfuckers.
Fantastic feat. Soaring shape.
Yeah.
Lets you turn into a loaf of saurine. Malty.
Everyone's favourite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yum.
So would that make you the SHS then?
Yeah,
the Shania Health Service.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
And I will be using that from now on. Thank you, James.
You're welcome, mate.
Oh, fantastic. What about... Who else? What about Fulton? What if did Fulton get anything nice, or just your numbers go horrifically up again?
No, I got Resounding Bravery as a class feat, which enables me, when I critically succeed a will save against a foe's ability, you gain +1 status bonus to saves and a number of temporary hit points equal to half your level for 1 minute. These benefits are doubled if you critically succeed.
Oh,
because it wasn't really...
That's amazing. So if someone tries to frighten you and you're not frightened, then you gain hit points because you're so brave.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I don't know, like, I'm still debating the skill feat, because I've got 2 that sound good. Either Escape, which sounds funny because you throw cards at people and then you hide. You interact with you interact to draw a deck of cards and flip it in a fluttering explosion, causing you to become briefly hidden to all creatures, using vision as their precise sense. I think it would just be funny to just throw cards at someone and then just vanish. Although he's not.
Or hide behind a tree, which everyone can see you behind.
Yeah.
Especially as we've established that the only person in the party who has cards is Velda.
Yeah.
Every time.
Have to steal those.
Throwing Velda's cards everywhere.
Yeah. And then I like at the end it says, this leaves all the cards from the deck scattered about the room. Collecting them into a deck again takes several minutes. So after the fight, you have. So I'm probably going to take that because it just sounds funny.
They'd all be covered in blood and bits of stuff, and you're just like,
oh my God.
Oh, these are my battle cards.
Battle cards.
I remember this one.
Cards.
That's got the blood of those elves we killed on it. Do you remember that? Oh yeah, lovely.
Oh yes.
We started off, one of the first games we played, I think even before we started playing D&D together. Our first game was the Game of Thrones trading card game, which we brought into it.
Which had a board to it, right?
It did have a little board as well. It had a little board, and you passed around tokens, and you had your deck of cards that were kind of different houses, and the Lannisters were shit, and the Starks were overpowered, and the Baratheons somehow always won. But we played that for so long, and that I remember it led to our first catchphrase, frequently hurled at James, which was, does anyone remember it was Scott's favourite phrase to yell out?
The card.
It was read the card.
Read the cards. Because so many times, and it was all of us. It was a nice one because everyone would get it at some point. Everyone would have a thing where you just slam your card down and go, I think I win this one. And the text of the card is like, you cannot do this when you do the thing that you've just done. Yeah. And everyone would have such joy.
I had such umbrage of that game as well because it deliberately rigged the deck. So like, well, the Lannisters have got to lose because they're bad. And it's like, but that's ridiculous. It should be a playable faction. They're impossible. Like literally, the Targaryens were unstoppable. The Starks were unstoppable. And the Lannisters, nah.
They could just they could ruin your day. That was all they could do. If you targeted one person, you could just make them have a shit time, but you couldn't actually win yourself.
What was the name of the card? The card that just made the entire game finish.
Valar Morghulis.
Everyone must die. But interestingly, the read the cards thing, my wife has taken up now. Fee, when she's running sessions for the NHS, running big kind of conferences and things, and she's sent out very strict instructions on how they're supposed to do this to make all of the tech work, running these online conferences. Every now and then I'll hear her just mute her microphone and just go, "Read the cards."
Man, I'm gonna pass that on to Holly, because she's been sending out stuff to people to get the like university operational, and all she gets back are emails going, excuse me, how do I get the read the fucking cards.
Read the cards. Bubs, Colin, what has Bubba got for this level up?
Bubba's just got a few hit points that he got, obviously, with his little level up.
Yeah.
He didn't get much, but I've worked out that I've got a new cantrip, which is kind of fun. It's called Dirge of Doom.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Dirge of Doom. 30-foot. It's got a 30-foot radius. For 1 round, foes within the area are frightened 1. They can't reduce their frightened value below 1 while they remain in that area.
Ooh.
So that's kind of cool, isn't it? As a cantrip, I can just throw that out whenever I want.
Be like
which is kind of cool.
You can just do scary songs. I quite like. Yeah, it's all about knowing your different songs and stuff.
Yeah, and I've worked out that I do have. I mean, I probably had this before, but I've got a lovely telepathy spell, which is quite cool. Where I can, for 10 minutes, communicate telepathically with creatures, and with one creature in 30 feet. So
nice.
I can literally have a 2-way conversation in our minds, which is kind of cool. So not like message where someone can catch you out because you're whispering. I can literally just have a 10-minute conversation with Fulton about, whatever we want to talk about at that moment,
I like that.
Which is kind of cool.
That's really fun. And you get another level 4 spell slot as well. Very nice for given the battle we've just been through where everyone was running out of spells. That just having one extra spell slot is always. I
think that's it. I've also got a spell that I've not used yet that I had before called Pernicious Poltergeist. Pernicious. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I couldn't say the fucking word. Pernicious Poltergeist. I'm going to cut it so I sound really really good. 60 feet, 10-foot burst, sustained up to 1 minute. I create an echo of a powerful poltergeist, temporarily anchoring it to the area to terrorize and harm any opponents foolish enough to remain in the area.
Nice.
So there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, I can just chuck that out there.
Bubba's getting all scary. If you so Bubba's got a load of new fear effects, and Fulton's got an ability that makes him more powerful if he saves against a fear effect. So if you can set up some kind of combo where Bubba tries to frighten Fulton, and it makes Fulton powerful.
Frighten him and powerful, just give him like a 10-minute telepathic conversation about how he's going to die. You're going to die, Fulton, you're going to die. And actually it helps him out.
And then send him into battle.
Yeah.
Perfect psychology. Well, speaking of terrifying magic, James, what does Velda get this level?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, as most people have said, it's not been super dramatic. I've got another spell slot, which I said is very good. It's more what I didn't get, to be fair, because I got really excited because I got a new class feat that I could select called Advanced School Spell. And it's basically, depending on what kind of wizard you are, what school you're with, you get a free spell. And some of them are really, really cool. There's like Vigilant Eye or Dread Aura or Elemental Tempest. And I got very excited. I was like, what school am I? And I'm a Universalist. So I can't select that.
Oh,
I know. So it's like, oh bollocks. So instead,
what is a Universalist? Can you tell us more?
I can't really remember now because obviously we set Velda up a long time ago. But it doesn't have a set school, so I can sort of have more spells to pull from, but not as powerful in one specialized school. And I seem to remember that.
Yeah, when you pick a school of magic, you become better at casting spells from that school of magic. So you gain some extra sort of evocation or illusion spells, something like that. But you become less good at casting spells from its opposing schools. So some of the schools you might not be able to cast such good spells from other ones. Whereas a Universalist, you get a bit of everything, but you're not a master at anything.
Yeah.
So you don't get those real good specializations.
Yeah.
So what did you take instead?
Instead, I kind of went for steady spell casting. Which gives me a DC 15 check to not screw up in concentration. So
very, very.
It's very useful. It's kind of boring, but I was like, and also, that was about it. Really, no new hit points, unfortunately.
You should get some new hit points.
I should do.
Done automatically.
Automatically.
Did it? Because I didn't know what they were for, but I'm still pathetic.
They're still going to be pathetic. You're a wizard.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that my hit points had gone up. That was how little the increase was.
That's all right. The rest of the party don't tend to notice when your hit points go down.
No, they don't.
I tell you what I did notice is that when I was sort of, re-slotting my spells for this game, I managed to get Soothing Blossoms alongside Murderous Vine, which I thought was awesome. The two sides of Shania's plant-based love. The Soothing Blossoms and the Murderous Vine. Anyway,
can you cast them both at the same time?
Well, let's dive back into it then. Now we've got this new level, we've got some new abilities. Can we use them to save Karagor One Fang, or do you just write him off for dead immediately and go and do? Go back to the spa?
I'd forgotten he'd been kidnapped. Not. Of course, yeah.
So when we last left our heroes, you were in the campground, the training grounds of the Matanji orcs. Karagor had been with them for a couple of days since you finished the slithering. You've been resting, going to a spa, stocking up on some new equipment. Karagor had been training with the demon hunters while at the ceremony celebrating your heroics, you were informed that there had been an attack on the Matanji compound. You went there, you found all of them dead, and you found a note pinned to one of them, telling you that the half-orc was okay for the moment, and they were taking him back to the Whispering Tyrant. And if you could catch them, perhaps they would see you then. But if not, it would be your Schloss. And that's where we will pick up. You are standing in the compound. Let me describe it a little bit. The camp has got kind of wooden posts around it. It looks like because they've been here a while, so they've set up kind of wooden stakes all around to make a fence around this encampment. And there are about 3 tents set up that have all been knocked down. There are about 5 bodies scattered around the area. There is a well at the far end near some of the tents that has been dug out, sort of temporary looking well. And there is a big crater right by where you found Drugsy Malone lying on the ground with his heart ripped out. There's a huge crater in the ground. And we will join the Danger Club there as they look over their investigation and see what's going on. Danger Club, what would you like to do?
I would like to see if I can find any tracks, any way of tracking where they've gone, etc., etc. Can I use a nature check to do that?
It'll be a survival to do tracking.
Really?
That's why you had Karagor. He was the master tracker.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what? Okay, I could have taken a feat as well, which made me a tracker, but I didn't.
Has anyone got decent? Because my survival's not great. I was hoping on a nature that maybe I could wangle it as a nature thing, but if that's not going to happen, then maybe someone else should.
My survival's it's not amazing, but it is it's like a 9. So
Velda could step forward with a mighty +2 if you want. I know, yeah. I've
got a +4.
I could survive in comfortable middle class shops pretty well. So
I've got a +12.
Okay.
Oh my god,
that's good. I just rolled a 20. I just rolled a dirty 20. So.
Okay, so Bubba starts searching the area.
Whilst that's going as well, Velda would like to search the area, but immediately, like the bodies and stuff like that, for clues and potentially useful information and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. You can give me a perception check to try and figure
24.
That out. Fulton, what are you doing at the moment?
I was going to do survival, but I think Colin's already done it.
You might find other things.
Yeah, I might do a perception as well to help out Velda, because I'm pretty good in that.
Yeah,
so
I'll roll.
Also, are we going to talk about this pun here? Are we going to talk about this Schloss thing?
Well, I suppose.
I don't get
it's
it.
a pretty,
really.
yeah. I mean, it's a far reach for people that don't really know that character, isn't it? Really?
Yes.
Why does he say Schloss instead of just...
I don't really get it, to be honest.
Yes, I mean, I don't really understand either, because, legend has it that in a parallel dimension, there's a language in which Schloss means castle. So, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
It's our castle? I mean...
Oh, we get a
No, I don't think Schloss. I don't know what you're talking about. I think it's just got speech impediment. Let's get the fuck on with it. Come on.
Schloss, I mean, I'm just saying. It's quite weird that he did that and then left the ha
yes,
as well.
I thought the commitment to writing ha on the note was really... I was impressed. He really wanted us to know that he was ha-ha-haring.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only conclusions that we can gain from this is that they are some kind of cartoonish bad person. So, fuck them. Let's find them and kill the fuck out of them, okay?
Absolutely, yeah.
I know I'm supposed to be no death and stuff, but fuck this person, whoever they are. They've taken my person. So fuck them. Fuck them!
Yeah, Schloss them, man. Schloss them, if that works.
I don't know.
Okay.
Shania.
So we got a.
Sorry.
Shania is. We'll do scores in a minute. I'm just checking what everyone is looking at. So, so Bubba, you are searching. What are you searching for with your survival track? What are you trying to work out?
I'm going to try and work out if I can pick up, how many people were in the area. That's quite a hard one, isn't it? To be honest, because there's lots of tracks. If I can tell Karagor's gate and check where his tracks were kind of led off to and how many people walked in that direction, that'll do. Okay. That's quite good.
Yeah, that should you can have a look at that. James, what are you using? What's Velda inspecting with his perception? Let's narrow it down. What's he looking at specifically?
So he's looking at sort of the wounds on the bodies and whether or not, because there aren't any of them, are there? There's just the murdered.
There's just the
orcs, yeah. So he's sort of, it's partly kind of forensic, but just sort of having a look, see what we're up against, and if there's anything dropped, any items or other bits and pieces, like, something to give a clue as to who these people are and all that kind of stuff.
Sure. Okay, that's reasonable. And what about what is Fulton looking for? Are you going to do a perception or a?
I'll go with perception.
Okay, what does Fulton want to look at? What's Fulton want to direct his attention towards?
I guess tracks that lead out of this area. Yeah, just the perimeter and see if there's any tracks, drag marks or anything like that.
That makes sense. And Shania, the one who's most emotionally invested in this, what is Shania using her perception on? What's she directing her attention to?
She's looking for any clues that might have been left by Karagor himself. There were certain things that only the two of them knew, and she's looking to see if there's anything that he might have done that would give her a clue as to where he's gone, or if he knows who the captors are, or it's something he might have left behind, perhaps.
Okay,
nice.
There is. All right, so let's go around and get those rolls. Let's start with Bubba. You went first. What did you get for your?
So that was a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, so you move around the bodies. You're looking for Karagor, aren't you? So you're looking for trying to see where Karagor was. With that, you reckon there was, as you look around the crater, you find blood on the ground that is not near any of the other orcs.
Okay.
It is greenish blood, and you follow it along the ground. You can see there are drops of it, and you can see the grass is flattened, as if something crawled along the ground here. It makes its way. It gets to the kind of the back where the makeshift well is, where you can see there is a lot more of the blood. And there are, when you look down, there are like these sharp bone shards, a whole load of them embedded around on the floor, and bits of them in the kind of wooden frame around the well. That's what you find with your roll.
Okay.
James, what do you get on your perception?
I got 24.
A 24. Okay, you examine the bodies. You look at all of them. You find Drugsy himself. There is a significant. There are a number of wounds on his body. It looks like he was in a protracted fight. However, the wound that killed him is very obvious. There is a hole in his chest, and his heart is missing, as if a razor-sharp claw ripped into his chest and just pulled it from him. But it looks like he went down fighting. His sword is lying broken in his hand. As he lies on the floor. He's obviously got the wound from the dagger that had the note in it, but you reckon that was after death. Looking at some of the others orcs around, you find there is one. You find there are two orcs who are quite close to each other, who have been just burned to a crisp. They've just been completely crispified, as if they've been hit by a searing burst of something. There is another one lying near the tents, face down, looking as if it had crawled. You can see it has a dart in its neck, and it seems to be the only injury on it, is a tiny little pinprick dart. And you find another orc, the one remaining orc, is lying on his back at the right at the entrance to the camp, lying flat on his back, and it has a single perfect hole right in the center of the forehead that seems to go directly through to the other side. You have no idea what could have caused this.
Have we not encountered firearms before?
You are aware of them, but they are quite rare. So I guess it's up to you as to kind of how much experience, because obviously you've only ever fought a gunslinger once, and they never landed a shot.
Sorry, just sort of vaguely out of game now. Are there going to be a bunch of dangerlings shouting at us, going like, "They're your evil characters"? Is that?
I mean, yeah, I think they're going to know, aren't they? Really, but we as characters,
but we won't as characters, will we?
Yeah,
no.
You don't know what you're dealing with.
Hopefully they do, unless they skip those episodes.
Let's go for Fulton. Fulton looking for tracks. It looks like when you look around, what did you get on your survival?
24. 26.
26. Oh, very nice. Okay. You find, looking over it, you reckon you find a few gaps in the stockade fencing. You find a few gaps through it. Looking at it, you reckon one person entered the camp through the main gate, and then 4 others entered the camp through holes in the fences around, and sort of came from all sides. A number of people then left the camp by the front gate, and made their way east along the road. You follow it for a bit, and you see it looks like 2 of them peel off and disappear off into the jungle, but the rest carry on along the road. And Shania, finally, do you want my
score, or?
Yes, I would like your perception score.
Okay, so that was a 36.
36. That would do it. Okay, so you are naturally drawn to sort of following what Bubba is looking at, especially when he finds the orc blood on the ground and the crawl, and you kind of follow that for a little bit. Having looked around you look around some of the tents, you find a few sort of superficial items that you think belong to Karagor. You find a spare eye patch of his amongst some of his kit, and then you notice Bubba is following this trail. You go to where the wooden well is, find all the jagged bone shards that seem quite worrying, and as you examine it, you see that something has been hurriedly carved into the wood of the well. It is the dark elf symbol for love.
Oh, really? Fuck. Okay. Cool. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. But I have a message from Karagor. It makes me worry a great deal that he believes that this is the end. We need to move very quickly.
All right. Yes. Agreed. And very worrying.
She's visibly shaken.
Yes. And yes, from my examination of these orcs and things, we're up against, well, some serious adversaries, to be fair. Very nasty bunch.
What do you reckon these shards of bones are?
I would possibly say, now, can I make a knowledge arcana? Because I just...
You can do it. You can give me an arcana check to know what that is, yeah.
Ooh.
I'll also take any other skill checks. If people want to examine sort of other specific things closely. I'm happy with this, as you're all sort of standing around with your takeaway coffees.
It's a dirty 20 for the arcana check.
A dirty 20. As you look at them, you can see that they are starting to kind of flake away under your touch. Like, these are magically created.
Yes.
And as the magic from them fades, they are gradually falling apart. So you are looking at, I guess the bone thing might lead you to think necromantic magic, yes. But you are, or maybe an evoker, but you are dealing with a wizard.
Yes, yeah, I'd say we're actually up against a proper necromancer. Joking aside.
Like you. I mean,
no,
like you.
No, see, because sorry to cut you off. This, he says, holding up one of the bone shards, is proper necromancy, and
you're rubbish.
I'm not trained in necromancy at all. But
hey, so you're a trainee necromancer?
Sure. And
now, we're not following this because you want to learn the dark arts, do you?
No.
You're trying to find Karagor. You're not trying to find these bone munchers, are you?
What? Bone munchers? No. Well, and also, from what I've seen, there's only one necromancer in the party. The rest of it's rather confusing. Something I possibly might be firearms, although I'm not sure. And the heart being torn out, that's some sort of creature. And no, this is a very strange party.
The only way to find him is to find the necromancer, since that is what we will do. Yes?
Of course we will. Of course we will. We do need to examine this and find the clues first, though, mate. Okay, we're going to do it. I promise you. We're going to find your boy. We're going to find your man.
Necromantic magic?
Well, let me just
follow it. Does it leave a
hold
trail?
on. Let's get as many clues as we can first. We need to know I know we've not got to move fast, but let's try and explore the area a little bit more. All right, we're going to find your boy. I promise you. I'm going to find him. I'm going to cuddle him for you. I'm going to kiss him for you. It's going to be so lovely. All right, I promise you. Can I make a check?
I looked at the.
Sorry. Can I just make a check as well? As I'm kind of consoling Shania. That's almost turning into a song to try and soothe Shania there. Can I make a Tengu lore check about the whole shape because we don't really know about guns and stuff. So it's 20.
Make a bardic lore. Yeah, go ahead and give
bardic
me that.
Lore. Sorry,
James. Well, let's do another round of what everyone's investigating. So you're looking into the hole. See what you remember about that. Into the hole. The injury. James, does Velda have something else?
I mean, because obviously he's checked the boys and stuff like that. I guess maybe a knowledge arcana again with sort of detecting magic and all that kind of stuff to see if there is any magical residue or anything like that on the trails and tracks and stuff like that.
You start detecting magic. Give me an arcana check. Fulton and Shania, anything you guys want to look at?
I'm just going to walk off into the follow those two tracks.
Okay. You give me another survival check for that. And
Shania's going to follow Fulton because he looks like he's going somewhere.
Okay.
And that's what she wants to do.
Shania follows Fulton. Okay, let's go back around. Bubba, what'd you get on your lore check?
24.
20. Yep. That is, it is indeed it's a firearm. They come from the city of Alkenstar, which is on this continent, actually. It's kind of nearish to, it's to the south, I think, to the south of Nex. So not a million miles from here. So they do have firearms down here. They are they can be unreliable, but they are very deadly, and you have to be very skilled with them. A shot like this would have been done by an expert marksman.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's what you find. Fulton and Shania will do the two of you together. What did you get on your survival check, Fulton?
I got a natural 20.
Hey!
Yeah. 32.
I haven't quite done it yet. Sorry, it's because I don't have
That's
my
fine.
dice here, and I'm
That's
having
all right.
to...
You're following Fulton, so you don't need to roll anything.
Okay, cool. I'll just do
on
that
this
then.
one. So you follow the tracks. It's very hard once you get into the jungle, but with your uncanny ability, maybe focused on the fact that you're looking for Karagor, you somehow managed to find a few broken branches along the way, and you can see that there are you come across a snagged bit of fur on a branch, at a very low branch, which you take off, and as you kind of hold it and look at it, the fur almost doesn't feel real. It feels like almost like weird. It doesn't feel like normal animal fur. There's something strange about it. You follow it for a little bit further through the woods, kind of glancing back every now and then to just make sure you can still see the stockade. And then you find yourself in a large clearing, which just seems to have knocked down trees. They're not like hugely large clearing. It's kind of like 20 feet across, and the trees in it have just been flattened. Just dropped flat, as if they've been crushed by something huge from above. Very unusual. And finally, Velda, you stand detecting magic around the area. You get your eye drifts back over to the well, and you can detect magic coming from the well.
I'd like to go and investigate the well then, because everyone else has walked off, have they?
Yeah. Bubba is kind of still in the camp, but over at the main entrance.
Okay, I'm just going to call over to Bubba. It's like, I've detected something magical around the well. I'm just going to have a look. He says he's walking over.
And I just come running over.
You kind of come scampering over. Velda, you look down and you find a kind of green-blooded handprint on the edge of the well as you get close to it, and you peer down. And you kind of cast some dancing lights. Or
I have light, so I'm just going to cast it and stick it onto... Is the bucket still there?
Yeah, you can
stick it on the bucket and then lower the bucket down so there's a lamp.
You lower the bucket down, and at the very bottom of this well, about 30 feet down, in the dark, in the water, you can see a bag lying lying right at the bottom in the shallow water.
Right. Well, I suppose I better climb down and get it.
Oh, wait. We might have a little spell we can just get this with. Do you know what I mean? I might have a spell.
You're not going to suggest Mage Hand again, are you? Because we've gone over this so many times.
No, I wasn't going to suggest Mage Hand, but I'll tell you what, why don't you just climb down there anyway?
Oh, so you don't have a spell?
I'm not saying that, but if you want to climb down there, you climb down there.
Well, not really. I mean, could I can't use acrobatics, can I?
No, but athletics to climb.
Athletics.
Down.
How athletic are you, Bubba?
Well, if I were to number it, it would be about 12.
Oh, well, that's about 2 more than me if I was going to number it. So do you want to climb down the rope?
Oh, yeah. Send the bird-like person. Are you being horrible towards Tengus again?
I mean, I'm asking you to climb down a well, so that's not really a bird-like thing to do, is it?
Sure. All right, I'll climb down a fucking well just to make you look better. All right. I rolled a 26.
26. You climb down. You sort of climb down the rope.
As he's doing so, like Velda sort of pretends he's going to cut the rope, and be like, "Oh, going to cut the rope!" Oh, no, I'm joking.
Can
I killed Mufasa.
Can I telekinetic projectile like a pebble that's on the side of the well onto like Velda's head?
You can, but that does. I
need to make an attack roll.
You see the orc at the front of the gate for that. For what happens with that.
Yeah, okay.
Telekinetic projectiles, a lot of damage.
Okay, but Bubba thinks about it and then just carries on climbing down.
Be careful.
Pebble just shudders menacingly near Velda, and then you carry on shimmying down the rope. You finally make it to the bottom, and kind of hanging onto the bucket, reach down into the water and pull out a sodden backpack, and you realise that it is Karagor's bag. There is green blood on it as well, and obviously it's just drenched. But yeah, It's down here in the bottom of the world.
So as I'm hanging, can I have a look in the bag?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Inside the bag are lots and lots of rations, camping equipment, famously no arrows, and a crystal shard, which seems to call to you.
Bubba looks deep inside the shards and just stares at it for a second until Velda breaks him out of his kind of
Velda, no, Bubba. Is it Karagor's bag?
What? Oh, yeah. He puts the shard back in the bag and sort of fastens it.
I knew it would be because he put the symbol here. You see. So anyway, do you want to climb back up?
So Bubba, just before he starts climbing up, takes the shard out and puts it in his where he's put his shard. Basically, he sort of puts it. So now he's got 2 shards in his belongings, and he's not sure why he's done that. But he's just kind of thought, that's the most important thing, so he's going to keep it safe with him and the other shard. And then he climbs back up, and
it feels good though. Feels like pulling on gloves on a cold day as you put the 2 of them next to each other.
Yeah.
It's just a nice sense as they go together.
Okay.
And then you begin climbing back up. So as you're making your way up the thing, I won't make you. I'll keep that roll for both of them. As you're climbing your way up the rope, we'll go back over to Fulton and Shania. So Shania, you're just kind of hacking your way out of the jungle just behind to find Fulton holding this bit of fur standing on the edge of this flattened vegetation.
What is it, Fulton? What have you got?
It's a clearing.
But, yeah, okay, I can see that. What are you holding?
This.
Okay, she takes it. Can she do she does a nature check? I guess.
That is a nature check to know what you're dealing with here.
All right, nature check. Sorry, I haven't got my thing, so I'm having to do it on the computer, but my computer's slow. So, oh, come on. Go on, do a roll.
The app has it. The Pathfinder.
I can't hear any of you now, because the roll is taking up so much of the oh my god, for the love of fuck. Okay,
Shania,
great.
The tension.
So that is that. Sorry, I didn't hear any of that, guys, because I was rolling, and the roll takes up. I can't hear you guys when I do a roll on here because my computer's so shit.
Does it take up that much data? That's crazy.
Apparently so, because when I press the roll, you guys all go until I can't hear anything. And then when it stops rolling, you come back. It's
we're living in the
weird.
future.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was it. It was a 12 on the dice, and I have in nature 16.
You got a lot in nature. 16 in nature. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so so this is bear fur, but you can't work out what. It's not like any kind of bear that you've seen before. And it's kind of as you kind of feel through it, you can see it seems to have some matted blood amongst some of it, but it's very old. It's almost flaked away. Whatever this bear was has been caked in blood many times over the years.
Wherever this just came from, it's an ancient being. Someone who has killed many, many people. Even touching it, I have a fear inside of me.
Don't worry, Shania, because I'll take that fear for you. He takes it.
You are so brave.
Takes it. Is Fulton just sitting there being like, "Is this the time to get my dick out?"
Yeah.
I think Shania maybe turns to him and says, we will find him, won't we, Fulton? Because you see, the thing is that in the last moments that we spent alone together, I were cold and distant. I felt like we were drifting apart, and I was not pleasant to him the last time that we were alone together. I don't want him to remember that. That's not how Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Hey, Shania. Before I left for Highhelm, I said to my brother I hated him. And that was the last thing I ever said to him before, and, well, he died.
This is supposed to be happy because it's a moment. I got to be honest.
No, I haven't finished.
Okay.
I haven't finished.
Okay.
But I had a sort of conversation. It's very weird, but I had a conversation with him, and he knew that I loved him, despite what we say to each other. And I guarantee you that Karagor knows how much you care about him and how much you love him, regardless of the petty arguments we have. But deep down, he knows that he loves you and you love him.
Okay. Let's find. What do you think? Like, what could have done this?
I don't know, but somebody wants the Danger Club, and we need to get all of our members back. We need to get Karagor back.
This is the thing that worries me. We must find him, and I cannot not find him. But I am very worried that this whole thing is a trap for us all. And
then
we risk
all
everything.
die together. As friends and family. We will die together. Yeah. You either live long enough to call yourself a hero, or you die in a ditch as a villain.
With poo on your head.
Hey, with defo poo on your head, and that's what we're gonna do to those people.
We either die with poo or we live with glory. Let's go, motherfucker.
Oh God! So you, what do you get? Do you guys return back to the camp to meet?
So there's no other it's just the clearing here. Yeah?
You could search a little bit further if you want.
Can I try and detect some magic or something in there?
There is no magic.
No magic. Okay.
But you can give me one more survival check. Let's see how much further you can keep following.
Can you do that, Ross? Because otherwise, I won't be able to hear you guys for the next minute and a half.
Hilarious.
Plus my survival shit.
Ooh, 22.
22. Okay. You follow. You kind of just on a bit of a hunch, looking around where you can see birds in the sky. You just pick a direction, cross the clearing, and kind of go through the jungle for a little bit. And not very far through the patch of trees, you find another clearing just like this. And then as you kind of make your way through, you find another one. It seems like there are several of them kind of spaced apart, where the trees have just been flattened. It ends when you get to the river. Not too far from there, it reaches a river, and the tracks and whatever this is disappears. And you're you realise that you're getting quite far away now from everyone else, and so you decide to make your way back to where everyone else is.
Well, I was going to say,
No, go ahead.
Like Shania, realizes that they're on the right track, and sort of wipes her tears away and steels herself, puts a hard look on, and turns to Fort and says, "This is the way. You must go and get the others. I will wait here."
Are you sure you're not just gonna leave and just go ahead? Because
why would I do that? That's crazy. Go ahead.
You're crossing your fingers, but why are you crossing?
My fingers aren't crossed. That's just how I wear my fingers.
Okay.
I'll see you in 10 minutes? Cool.
Yeah. Fulton walks off, but he hides in the bushes, or in the jungle as he's going.
Amazing. Give me a stealth check, Fulton, to try and hide in the jungle.
Oh, I could have used my new escape thing.
Throw some cards.
No, I'm not there, so you can't do that.
Okay. You go and hide in the bushes. Shania, I guess give me a perception check.
Okay. Just hold on for a second.
Do you want one of us to roll a d20 for you?
Yeah, could you do that, actually? That would be much better than what I've been doing.
I'll roll it for you.
Colin, roll a d20 for Drummond.
It was a 3.
It's a 3.
Perception
now
17
you
says 20.
A 20. You don't see Fulton in the bushes.
Okay, so I think he's gone.
Yeah, Fulton has gone.
Okay, so Shania sits down and communes with nature and her gods. She's asking to be shown the way and for strength.
Okay. She kneels down and she actually, Fulton, you watch as Shania just kind of sits there kneeling on the floor, communing with Pharasma and with the spirits of nature.
Okay, I watch it for a bit, and then I think it's a bit awkward, so then I just
because it gets weird too. She starts like humming and crying, and then going.
Can we Can Velda and Bubba just kind of wander over and find Fulton in the bushes?
You
just for comical
so you
effect.
hear the sound. You hear the sound from the bushes. The two of you hear this very strange sounds of nature. That sound. Drummond, what do they sound like again?
Or me. Well, starts slapping the ground, and then gets up, and it's like a weird dance starts happening, and like, you know, digging her feet into the ground, and then like her hands towards the sky, and like she, like if you could see her eyes, but you can't because she's got her back to you. You'd see that they were sort of like rolling back into her head, and she's going like, "Hey, brings all the power into her chest, and then like flops onto the floor.
Wow, as beautiful as she has done every sunrise since you've known her.
Yep.
Yep. That's why I'm so cranky, because I never get any sleep. It's all that communing with nature.
So you hear the sound of Shania's communing coming from the woods as you're kind of finishing up in the campsite, and you make your way. You kind of hack your way through the jungle to and find Shania. And well, give me perception checks, both of you.
Okay. That's a 25.
Mine's a 28.
A 28. You find you walk up straight on the back of Fulton standing behind a tree, just peering around it, and just clearly see him behind the tree, and then Shania on the other side dancing around.
Fulton, what are you doing?
This is weird. What are you doing?
Why are you spying on Shania?
Are you just watching her commune?
No.
What are you doing?
Look, Shania was like, "Oh, go get the rest of the guys." And I was like, okay. And then I left. But I was like, I'm going to secretly watch her in the bushes.
Mate, I've got to say, this is weird, man.
Yes.
You shouldn't be doing this.
It's not weird.
You're secretly watching someone in the bushes.
Yeah. No, I mean, when you put it like that, it sounds a bit weird, obviously, when you come in and you see me just with my trousers down behind it.
I was going to ask about that. Why are your trousers down?
Well, I needed a wee, so I also...
So you were weeing and watching Shania commune with nature, but presumably you finished weeing some time ago because you weren't weeing when we came up, so you've just got your trousers down.
It just happened to be a series of unfortunate events that led me to be here behind the tree with my trousers
I'm going to have to keep my eye on you from now on, Fulton Battlestone. Yeah, this isn't okay, man.
Shania pulled the wee out of him. He couldn't stop it. She was nature. Yeah. It was the call of nature. That's what it was, man. And flum, she falls on the floor.
Right, pull your trousers up before we go round here, Fulton. Come on.
All right. So we found some weird thing. Shania's got it. I think this is the way we have to go, but the tracks leave beyond the river.
Right.
Okay.
Because there's 2 tracks that came into the jungle this way, and there's more tracks that led off down the road.
Okay, well, let's follow those then. Let's go across the river, see if we can find anything. Oh, we also got Fulton's bag as well. It was down the bottom of a well.
Karagor's
bag.
No, it's all right. It's a perfectly reasonable, mistake to make, given that we've just witnessed this strange spectacle of Fulton. I'm also thinking about Fulton with serious concerns, but let's leave that for another day.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I know you're face down in the mud right now, but you don't want to know.
Just don't tell. Oh, just on that, on a practical, if you're happy, I'll take Karagor's bag and put it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, of course.
We've got that stashed. Yes, there we are. I stashed it in my bag. It's
lovely.
A bit soggy,
there's a few rations and that in there, so if we need them.
Are you standing near to Shania now?
Yeah, we've kind of come right beside.
I guess we've made Fulton pull up his trousers, and then we've come back over to Shania.
Okay, so Shania sort of wakes up from her trance thing. Oh, hey guys, how you doing? How long have you been there for?
Oh, me and Bubba have been here for mere seconds.
Okay.
Yep, and Fulton as well. I was there, and
you brought them back. Yes.
Yep, definitely brought them back.
Okay, great stuff.
Listen, there was a lot of
us. We are ready.
There was a lot of green blood across Karagor's bag and down on the well.
Karagor's bag? What?
Well, we found Karagor's bag down the bottom of a well. There was lots of green orc blood, and.
Does he have green blood?
I don't know if he does or not. Being a half orc, it's quite hard to know.
Look, but you have the bag. Well, what was everything in it?
Just on that, actually, Dan, we'd have seen a lot of Karagor's blood by now. Did it look like Karagor's blood?
It does. Yes, I'm not going to hold us to the thing we came up with that other time that it looks like Aquafresh and it's just stripes of different colours. It's kind of it is a reddish sort of green. But it is green. It is green, and you're pretty sure it's Karagor's blood. It's distinct from the other orc's blood, from the full orc's blood.
I'm 95% sure this is Karagor's.
Yes.
So he was attacked. He knew that the shard was important, and he threw it down the well.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yes.
Of course he did. She gives a little laugh to herself, thinking about Karagor shit.
Lucky the shard was in there, wasn't it?
It was still in there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's go. And she marches off in the direction.
Show them what... Oh, show them what you found.
She holds up the bit of fluff.
I think that's from Karagor's cat thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Definitely not. She's still walking. She's off.
Okay. Let's just be we always need to check in this. Where is Shania walking to?
She's following the trail that they found.
Okay, Shania, that ends at a river. So if Shania keeps following, she will walk into the river.
Yeah, she's walking into the river.
Okay, Shania starts walking into the river and is soon up to her waist. Mud starts to creep around your up to your knees as you walk into.
Shania, it's quite
wading.
Yeah, where you?
I'm going across the river. This is the way to go. Let's go.
We can find another way to cross.
No, we can swim. It's easy.
No.
Shania is now up to her neck and is now starting to swim.
Yeah, she's swimming and she's cast water breathing as well, just in case.
Ah, nice.
Good for you. Good. That's yeah.
She casts water breathing.
Come on, guys, let's go.
You will kind of stand on the edge, looking at the mud as Shania kind of splashes and swims along, and then as you kind of look down the river a little way, you see some scaly tails kind of flick up and then start moving along the river towards where Shania is swimming, and that is where we will leave it for tonight.
Scaly fish fight.
Scaly fish fight.
Veyron is the Dangerling of the Week. Thank you, Veyron, for being the Dangerling of the Week and making this week possible. I'm going to reward you by combining things from all of our favourite shows and give you a wine bath in the Slammer. All of the best things there for you. If you also would like a wine bath in your Slammer, or to just help us make more episodes, go to patreon.com/dangerclubpodcast. There's a Dangerling of the Week tier there for you. Subscribe to that. We'll get your name on the show. Helps us make more episodes. Thanks, Veyron. See you next week.